Martel and his mama, Marlene. And yes, I said it. You need to stay tuned all the way to the end because the way this story wraps around is going to make your jaw drop. So here's the setup. Martel Holt is back on our screens with Marlene. Holt right next to him, sitting up there talking about none other than Melody Shari. Now, we all know Martel doesn't have much else going on these days except bringing Melody's name up every chance he gets. Directly or indirectly. And this season, Melody's not even on the show. Yet here he is again, finding a way to make her part of his storyline. And when I say part of his storyline, I mean the center of his storyline. Even if you ask Martel what the weather's like, somehow he'll find a way to connect it back to Melody. Oh, I remember when it rained that time me and Mel went to, oh. Nobody asked you all that, sir. Now, in this new clip, Martel is telling the cameras how much he loved his family and how that incident happened and that it took him a while to adjust to life after. Let's stop right there because we're not about to let him sugarcoat. What happened? An incident is stubbing your toe, spilling a drink, or burning the toast. Cheating on your wife for years, having a whole side relationship, and then fathering a child outside your marriage is not an incident, Martel. That's a choice, a repeated conscious choice. He knew exactly what he was doing. And so, did Marlene, because she sat there during the whole thing knowing about Arrion Curry and saying nothing to Melody? And that's the part that makes this even more slimy. Because Melody has said before she saw Marlene as another mother. And Marlene played that role right up until it was time to actually protect her like a daughter. Then suddenly she went quiet. And let's be honest, part of why Marlene was crying about the divorce had nothing to do with love for Melody. It was about lifestyle. Back when Mel was in the picture, Marlene was living a little more comfortably, enjoying the perks that came with her son being married to a successful woman. She had a bigger house. She had things taken care of. But when Mel left, those perks left too. And what happened? Marlene downsized to a small, one-bedroom apartment. Gone was the Escalade. Gone was the bar in the living room. Gone was that side-by-side refrigerator. Now it's just her, a little white fridge, and a whole lot of memories of what used to be. And instead of holding Martel accountable, she's sitting next to him, helping him spin the narrative that he's the victim. And that's really the theme here. Martel trying to play victim when everyone knows exactly what went down. He says his mom was extremely hurt and that they had many conversations about getting it right. But how many conversations? Do you need before you realize you're about to lose your marriage? Melody told him what it was. Stop cheating or I'm gone. He didn't believe her. He thought she'd keep tolerating the disrespect. So he kept right on cheating, right on lying, right on bringing embarrassment to his household. And then when she finally left, he looked shocked, like he didn't see it coming. And here's where I need you to stay with me till the end, because it's not just about, Martel's poor choices. It's also about how even now, years later, he's still tangled up in court with Melody. They've got custody battles, restraining orders, and even a revenge case coming up. Life must go on, like he said. Why isn't he letting it? Why is he still showing up in situations that force her to keep her distance, to have security? Ready to involve the courts? That's not moving on. That's holding on for dear life. And let's not forget Arrion Curry, the so-called peasant he's stuck with now. You can tell from Martel's own body language that he doesn't want to be there. Every time he takes a picture with her, he looks miserable, like he can't wait for it to be over. She's grinning ear to ear, proud to be standing next to him while he's giving the camera help me eyes. And yet, she's still here, still claiming him, still calling him my man, my man. My man, even though his actions show that his heart and attention are still wrapped up in Melody. What's even wilder is how Martel uses every opportunity to work Melody into his storyline. And the producers let him because without her name in the mix, he's got nothing to talk about. But here's the thing, Melody is not affected. She's out here living her best life, traveling, glowing, thriving. She's not losing sleep. She's not crying into the camera. She's not sitting on national television making excuses for bad behavior. That's Martel's lane and Marlene's riding shotgun. And if you think this is the end of it, stick around because the rest of this clip is just as ridiculous. Marlene sitting there with that crooked wig, overdone eyebrows, and that outfit that looks like it came straight from the bargain rack, acting like she's the one who's been wronged, when in reality, she's been enabling her son's behavior for years. From the cheating to the lies to the way he disrespects women, she's not just a bystander, she's part of the problem. That's why you've got to watch till the very end, because the way all these pieces connect is the key to understanding Martel's whole victim act. From his temper, to his obsession with Melody, to his inability to keep a stable home without her, it all traces back to choices. Not accidents, not incidents, but choices. And when the court cases wrap up, when the cameras stop rolling, and when the show eventually ends, the real question is, what will Martel have left? Here's where things start to get real suspicious, y'all, 'cause I don't know about but the way CarlosKing and Kimmi have suddenly decided to be a little more gentle. When it comes to mentioning Arrion's name, baby, it's giving calculated. And I'm not talking about, oh, we're just being polite, calculated. No, I'm talking about there's a bigger play happening behind the scenes, calculated. And the timing couldn't be more convenient. Martel is sitting over there in the corner trying to play victim, telling anybody who will listen that he's just misunderstood, that the world has painted him as the bad guy, and that he's just trying to co-parent and be a good father. But let's be honest, the man is not new to this. He's been doing this PR pity party routine for years, okay? And now suddenly, the same people who used to ride for Melody and never dared to give Arrion any public validation are now easing up. Yeah, I see what's happening here. Carlos knows the ratings game. He knows when a storyline is starting to dry up, and right now, let's keep it 100. A lot of these LAMH storylines are starting to feel recycled. Kimmi's health journey, Maurice's questionable honesty, Marsa and Tisha's are they or aren't they? Cheating rumors? We've been here before. And if the show wants to keep that messy magic alive, they need something fresh. What's fresher than finally bringing the side chick who's been lurking in the shadows for seasons right into the mix? But see, here's the problem. They can't just invite Arrion out of the blue. That would make them look desperate and disloyal to Mel. And trust me, Mel's fanbase is strong. You don't want to cross them lightly. So instead, they start softening her image. They bring her name up with less venom, more curiosity. They test the waters to see how the audience reacts. And if the backlash isn't too heavy, boom, they've got an opening to slide her in for at least a cameo. And y'all know Martel would be here for it. 'Cause let's be real, Martel has always wanted to control the narrative when it comes to Arrion. He doesn't like her being labeled the villain because it makes him look